Hello everyone, my name is Bailey Baser and I'm a student here at Feather River College. In today's presentation, I will be discussing grass-fed versus grain-fed beef and the nutritional comparisons. And many of you may not know that there was a difference. Starting out, grass-fed cattle primarily grass their entire lives. While grain-fed cattle start on grass, then they switch to a grain-based diet once they hit the feedlot. And we'll explore the nutritional differences between the two methods later on. Some key characteristics for grass-fed beef are cattle graze on pastures for their entire life, meaning they rotate pastures on the ranches. Their diets consist of grass and other forage, typically leaner than grain-fed beef, often considered more natural or traditional. And below here, we have a picture and an example of what the grass-fed beef and grain-fed beef looks like. For grass-fed, it is yellow fat, darker flesh, and a more beefy flavor. And as for the grain-fed beef, it is white fat, pink flesh, and more of a buttery flavor. Some key characteristics for grain-fed beef are cattle start on grass, then they move to a grain-based diet once they go to the feedlot. They gain weight faster and have more marbling in their meat. They're more widely available and often less expensive. The grain diet includes corn, soy, and other grains. Here's an example of what a feedlot looks like below. It is a confined area with multiple pens for the beef so that they can eat all day. Some nutritional comparisons are grass-fed beef generally has lower total fat content, higher omega-3 fatty acids, and more CLA. Grain-fed beef typically has higher total fat content and more marbling. The nutritional comparisons with vitamins and minerals. Grass-fed beef tends to have higher levels of vitamin A and vitamin E. Both types provide essential nutrients like iron, zinc, and B vitamins. The protein content. Both grass-fed and grain-fed beef are excellent protein sources. Protein content is similar between the two types. Grass-fed beef may have a slight less protein content due to lower fat content. Both provide all essential amino acids. The taste and the texture differences. Grass-fed beef often is described as leaner, more beefy, or more of a gamey flavor. Grain-fed beef typically is more marbling, milder flavor, and often preferred in the U.S. markets because of their taste. The environmental considerations. Grass-fed cattle often require more land, and like I said previously, is because they rotate from pasture to pasture. Can contribute to soil health and biodiversity. Grain-fed cattle are more efficient in terms of land use because they are confined in a smaller area on a feedlot, and higher greenhouse gas emissions for the grain production. The cost comparison between the two. Grass-fed beef generally is more expensive due to longer time to reach market weight because all they do is eat grass. They don't have any grain into their system. Lower overall production volume. And as for the grain-fed beef, it is typically less expensive because of faster growing rates and are more efficient during production methods. The health implications. Potential benefits of grass-fed beef are lower in calories for the same serving size, higher in omega-3s and more in some vitamins. Both types can be part of a healthy diet when consumed in moderation. Individual health needs and preferences should be considered. Making an informed choice. Consider factors beyond just healthier. Nutritional needs, environmental concerns, taste preferences, budget constraints, and both types of beef can fit into a balanced diet. Moderation is key regardless of the type chosen. For the conclusion, grass-fed and grain-fed beef have a distinct nutritional profiles. Grass-fed tends to be leaner with some nutritional advantages. Grain-fed is more widely available and often less expensive. Personal values, health needs, and preferences should guide your choices. And remember, balance and moderation are crucial in any diet. And that is all for my presentation for today. Thank you so much for learning with me about the grass-fed versus grain-fed beef. Thank you so much.